So, hey guys, Chauzu here. Today I thought I'd talk a bit about the new units from the treasure map. We have Legend Greenbull, we have Akainu, and this random marine guy called Tensei. I actually had totally forgotten about him, but they all got pretty good units. And we're going to have a treasure map versus Momonosuke, where we get to super evolve the Pirate King Adventures Luffy. But I will talk about Luffy in another video. So I did wait quite a bit to make this video. There's been a lot going on, but I always talk about every new legend and batch, so better late than never, I say. So let's talk about units. First we have Tensei, aka Kuroma. Let's check them out. They all have really good support, by the way. Captain ability, -2 CD, and they're nothing but still pretty good. Special, reduces attack down by 6 turns, changes all slots, including block to int. Boost the color affinity of power characters by 1.75 times for 1 turn. And if you hit 3 perfects this turn, you get a 2 times color affinity for powerhouse, and sets all enemies defense to 0 the next turn. If HP is full and special is launched, you get an 80% damage reduction for 3 turns, and you add plus 0.25 more to the color affinity. So when you get that 2 times color affinity, it's at 2.25 times color affinity instead. If you're not full HP, you just get an 80% damage reduction for 1 turn. So this special is not that great, but it is utility and attack down, orb manipulation. We have some kind of buff, so having all of that means that there will be some content sometime where this unit will be pretty good. Support all of the marine characters. If you use a special, you reduce attack down by 1 turn, and that's all enemies defense to 0 for 1 turn. I don't think I have to tell you how good this is. Like, this is just the 3rd support in the game, I think, that lets you set defense to 0, which is often invaluable. You use units just for supports like this. So this support will mean that you end up using units you normally wouldn't, so basically buffing all of these marine characters. And as a bonus, you also remove some attack down, which will probably also see some use, so yeah, amazing support. Then we have Akainu. Strength Powerhouse Fighter. Also -2 CD, but nothing noteworthy otherwise. Special, reduces paralysis special bind by 6 turn. Changes crew slots including block to strength. You apply burn to all enemies for 1 turn, and this cannot go through full immunity, which is pretty important to remember. If Captain is a powerhouse class, you get that 2 times burn conditional for 1 turn. Otherwise, a 1.75 times burn for 1 turn. And if HP is full, you get an attack boost for Powerhouse and Fighter 2.25 times for 1 turn. Noteworthy is that you can only get an attack boost if HP is full, otherwise you will not. So this special is similar to the Tensei guy with utility, orb manip, and some damage special. But it's basically better in every way, like more utility in paralysis special bind, and you can get more damage, and you can get a conditional and an attack boost. Like, this is the kind of unit that could see use on Super Bowls potentially, if you get like the really perfect team where you lack something to handle some utility like paralysis and give you a conditional, for example. I could see this guy be used like as a 6+ Luffy, Gear 5 Luffy sub, for example, in the right circumstances. And the support, same as the Tensei guy. If you use a special, you apply burn to all enemies for 1 turn. It's a weak burn 30 times enemy attack. Usually in specials it's like close to 100 at least, sometimes above that. And you lock orbs for 1 turn. This is also a great special. Orb lock in itself can be invaluable and you can use it just for that. But burn, like sometimes you can use just apply burn if some other unit can just do a burn conditional. Pretty rare, what could happen. More realistically, you'd use the burn to bypass resilience, which is possible. It's not optimal because before killing through the resistance, the enemy will attack you. And there's also a chance that they can do some interrupt before they die. It depends on the content. Sometimes they do it before they get killed by burn and sometimes after. But yeah, the main man here, Legend Greenbull, who is a Dex powerhouse striker. And I really feel like they went hard on the aesthetics with this unit in terms of his kit. Sometimes they do that, just try and make as many references as possible to the character itself. This unit has a super class. He has a great hunger, can reduce hunger by 10. That's actually funny. Sometimes they use this for references. I guess this is to imply that he gets nutrition from the green, basically. He also has a perfect. And he has a good slot bind too, so not often you see unit with that good potential abilities. Get ability, 1.3 times HP, 5.25 times attack, 5.75 times attack when you have strength, dex, int or tandem orbs. Boost the chance of landing on dex orbs. Recovery become dex. Strength, dex, int slots have match and slot effects. And you heal when defeating enemies. If every type is on the crew, you can also overheal. So this is the first unit with overheal that can just very easily, well, not the first, like the Annie Legend wives also overheal super easily, but yeah, the same goes with Greenbull here. And if you've ever tried using the Annie as captain, you will know that it's basically impossible to die. You're always at like 100k plus HP or something. Going to be very similar with Greenbull here. And yeah, I guess you can see a lot of references here to like with Dex being nature, of course, recovery being Dex, basically sucking up all of the nutrition, and then with defeating enemies, we've seen what Greenbull can do with enemies to basically suck them up, so to say. So a lot of references with that kit, yeah. That's fine because it makes for unique kits and this is unique. Main issue is that a lot of these things don't really matter. Like, sure, having high HP is nice, I guess, but this will be best in a long content where you get free sustain, but obviously that doesn't exist in this game right now. So basically this is just a way to be a super high HP and having easier to take death hits and stuff like that. Rainbow Captain as well, which is pretty interesting. Special reduces slot bind and burn by 7 turns, so that's two pretty niche debuffs. It deals 200 times cash attack and dex damage to all enemies, ignoring all defensive effects and defense, so that's going to be doing a good chunk. Changes screw slots, including block slots, to dex. If crew has an ore boost when specials launch, you extend it by 1 turn. You also extend any special that changes or modifies the value of the ore boost. And yeah, basically Greenbull can do both of these effects himself. So if you first use Greenbull special, you get a ore boost for 2 turns. The crew gets a 2.5 time ore boost, and Dex characters get a 2.75 times ore boost for 2 turns. So this is like Gear 5 Luffy, where the value can change depending on the unit. And they changed the attack multiplier of Dex slots to 2.5 times when slots match for 2 turns. So basically, if you do double Greenbull, you can use 1 Greenbull to get these effects. And then you can use a second Greenbull to extend them to the next stage, which can be useful if there is some enemy that doesn't let you use ore boost, for example. But I say that's mostly a bonus. Not really worth it in general, I'd say. But, like the rare recruits, pretty... I'm not sure if I should say good utility. It's decent utility. It's unique utility, I guess you can say. You have the full board orb manip to Dex. And you also have a strong ore boost and Dex slots hitting really hard, basically getting the same value as 1 orbs. Finally, we have the superclass, which is the coolest part of the unit, I'd say. The only issue is that you have to need 2 specific units. I've complained about this a lot in the past, but for the first time, I think that it's justified to be a hard condition since superclass is so incredibly strong. But in general, like, I think only EX Super should have steep conditions like this, personally. But yeah, you need 2 marine characters, and the superclass special itself prevents crew slots from being changed until the crew lands a good strike. When you read this, it sounds like a new buff of some sort. Before, these unchangeable locks were personalized only for the unit itself. Now it says crew slots until crew lands a good. So it sounds like if anyone hits a good, you remove all of these locks. Greenbull is out now, so we can test it. I'll probably do that later today or tomorrow. You also change enemies into quick type for 1 turn. Obviously really good if you run a Dex team. Just like with the Super Sugo Fest Shanks, you can change super type enemies and most likely full immunity enemies as well, of course, which is fine. To me, this is a super strong effect, so shouldn't be abused. More realistically, you probably won't be able to use this the final stage, but you can use it on an earlier stage where there is less restrictions. And you also have the orb, the unchangeable locks. You can keep the orbs you have as well. Further increases orb boost by plus 0.25 and powers become super powerhouse. So yeah, very strong super class, like it a lot. Very unique, just very hard to use due to the steep condition. Support is also really good. Can put in a marine character. If supported character uses a special, changes Dex character slots, including block slots to Dex. So yeah, this is only the 3rd support that also full board or manip potentially, that itself makes it valuable. I am a bit disappointed now because I didn't read that it was Dex characters only. I thought it changes all orbs to Dex. That would have been very useful, but it's still useful, but only Dex characters getting matching orbs is a little less good. But still, any block orb manip support is very good to have. Might probably worth to keep a secondary Greenbull as well for the level 1 to 4 support, where the supported character slots become Dex. True block orb at level 3 and level 4, which means that non-Dex units can also get a matching orb, which can be useful. I've actually not looked that much PP. I know what his special does though. Dex type teammates, HP up level 5, def up level 5. When HP is below 50%, self-attack up level 5, self-special city speed up level 5. So yeah, it's a good start. Sounds good so far. Just need a good special. And the special is 40 CT. That's incredibly high. Targets enemies within large range for HP 50% reduction. And if current HP is below 50%, you yourself heal 50% HP. So this could have been good. The main issue is that Dex has V1 Blackbeard. That is vastly superior. The only way I see this Greenbull being used in PvP is if in the future HP cut Dex becomes a thing. Then he might see some use. But right now I don't really think he will see any use. And no person. Yeah. Maybe look at the stats as well. Shortly before ending the video. Or the part, I should say. Part 1 obviously looks the best here with Greenbull and Namikarina, who is a very recent legend and probably one of the best legends of the year. Can also get Conjurer here, who hasn't been on many Sugos. You also get the 4 Princesses legend, as well as Whitebeard versus Blackbeard, so that's pretty cool. Part 2 also has Namika, who is also very good, and Iso, Robin Koala are pretty nice as well. Final part, Greenbull with V2 Bonnie and Hina, who are both pretty decent. Can also get Momo, Black Maria, Ulti, and V2 King, who are also really good. We actually have V1 King and V2 King on the same Sugo, that's pretty funny. We also have Race Max and his batch boosted, as well as the Pudding and Smoothie, and Smoker and Tashigi from our previous treasure maps. You can pull all of the other treasure map raid as well, but they won't be raid boosted, so very low rates. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.